Hey, what's up guys? UrAvgWarGamer is back with another video of World of Warships and finally the update 14.8, which is going to be the anniversary event, landed into EU and Asian servers. I'm sure the NA players already have gotten this patch yesterday, but I am genuinely excited because you are about to get tons of rewards and I am here to help you guys to get all of them in the best way possible. I will explain you the patterns. I will explain you what rewards are the best and the first thing that you should take a look at, and how you can grind these festive tokens, and how you can get the tier 8 and tier 10 elite premium ship container. And by the way, if you haven't seen those two containers for the players that are complaining that I haven't received my tier 8 elite container and even tier 10 elite container, as an veteran player, I have to really give you that key information that Wargaming just said in their Discord announcement channel that you will be getting that. So don't worry, everyone out there will get their tier 8 and tier 10 elite premium ship container. It's just a matter of time of like around 24 hours to 48 hours. So they said, and I will just literally show you their announcement so that you don't worry about that first thing. Let me show you that quickly. Okay, so this is the World of Warships community Discord, okay? And they officially said that we want to let you know that the premium ship containers for your years of service are planned to be deployed around September 5th to 6th across all servers. This also applies to the alpha and beta coupons. So if there are alpha and beta testers out there who also did not get their coupons as well, you find out your answer, okay? So you have to be patient. You will eventually get all the rewards. So that is something that I would like to basically give you the key information. Okay, with that out of the way, why not you guys subscribe and really also make me really happy as a content creator. I make daily almost World of Warship videos and give you superb guides, everything that you need to know to get the best out of that update. I just make simple guides including ship guides, and I just give a lot of information, okay? So if you do subscribe and be a very loyal viewer already, then just simply click on that subscribe button and help me as well and make me happy. Now, let's start talking about everything that you need to know. Okay, so we will start with the dock itself. Now, this is the Decade dock, which Wargaming has decorated for the anniversary specifically. And you can see it's amazing, it's beautiful. I really love that this kind of looks pretty simple yet very elegant. And you can see this is the ship outside of that, I would say, captain's office. I mean, I will go back and you can just go into the captain's office once again. And you do have a lot of things to interact with. This port is very interactive, what I have really checked out. You can see if you click on it, this thing, you click on it, you actually be able to trigger a nostalgic event. I don't exactly remember that, but this was the event. It was the game mode that actually has given you the Venom. The tier 9 premium destroyer Venom was available for free in this game mode, okay? You will also gonna heard that nostalgic sound related to that game mode, which I would say is a very nice thing. And then if you click on this dragon, you actually be able to summon the dragon every time you click it. And then you do have so many other interactive things, like for example, if you click that, you are going to basically trigger the solar system. And yeah, then you can also trigger these planes, they will move. So very interactive sort of board. I really like what Wargaming has done. And then you can also take a look at this whole table, which, by the way, you can interact with, I would say, rock, paper, scissors. And you can basically make a destroyer. You can just simply write it here. And then you do have this book, which says A Decade at Sea. You can just simply open it. And then you can just take a look at some of the older events that Wargaming has added. For as you can see, this is the Twilight, I think Transylvania event. Like this was a dedicated event or the game mode for I would say, and for the Halloween, yeah, for the Halloween, they basically come up with this event. So you basically take a look at some of the older things, right? Then they come up with the Yu Yang with D Waters back in, I think, 2017 or whatever. And you can see all the other game modes, including the arms race. So very interesting, nice book to take a look at. Something that will not gonna give you a reward, but you just simply take a look at some of the things, okay? And then it will go back to the start of this page. Then there is not a whole lot of other thing that you can interact, and that's what it is really onto the table. Then you do have some other things. For example, if you click on this area, you can actually click on the cat and it started to like open her eyes and wake up from the sleep, and you can just do it once again if you want to, which is I would say is a very interesting thing. And then we do have this book which can trigger this duck, and then we do have this look at that, we click it, the duck behind basically started to like sing and dance, which I would say is pretty cool, right? Look at that. And then we do have this radio station that if you click, it will just change the sound of the port that is currently running. I mean, there are many interactive things you can do. Like, for example, here, you can click on this flag and it will basically gonna go right there. So it is very nice. Okay, so these are the things that you can interact with. And then last but not the least, the interaction that you can also do, what I have really checked, is gonna be this area. So if you click onto the submarine here, then you will basically get the the words written above, and then if you click onto the destroyer, it will send the fishes like this, like the torpedoes. You click this guy, it will trigger like this. So many things to interact with. Then you can also click on this, and yeah, what a nice way to interact. And by the way, you can click this and the card suddenly goes down. So it's a very interactive port. I might have missed out a couple of things, but that is what Decade at Port, or I would say Decade Dock, really looks like, okay? Pretty nice, simple, and very interactive sort of feature that Wargaming has implemented in this. And also, this is the last thing that I have missed out. Very cool thing, I must say. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's take a look at your festive rewards. So each tier 5 and above ship, okay, will contain a festive reward. Depending upon the ship tier, you will going to get the festive reward for that ship itself. So I do have like almost 609 ships in my port, so I will get tons of festive rewards. Premiums will also gonna give you the festive rewards, and a super ship will give you 200 steel, something that you should know. And if you want to really know how much festive tokens that you can get from your ships, well, there's a dedicated website that I'm about to show you guys, and you can just simply log in and really make your life super easy if you really want to know the amount of festive tokens that you will have once you farm every single of the ship. Okay, so let me show you that website quickly. So as you can see, I have gotten to the website, Warship Whaling. By the way, you can just simply go and copy this and paste it, and I have put the link in the description below, whaling.in.fk and space. That's what it really is. And you simply click onto the EU, because depending upon the server, you will be directed to a login sort of page where you just simply add your credentials, and it is safe. It's not scam, it's nothing like that. It's a really good guy, Rukenchia, that has always made these anniversary websites where you can understand and able to collect, or at least know, all the festive tokens that you can potentially farm on that event. Okay, so I will just quickly write my credentials and come back. Then as you can see, you can confirm this by simply logging in, and now once you do this, the login will be successful hopefully, and you can see the Warship Whaling event itself. You can able to see the total festive tokens that you can get in your account from the ships in port. Okay, and then obviously I have all the super ships, so I will get 4200 steel from 21 ships. So that is like a very simple and nice thing to really take a look at. And then obviously you can now potentially see where do you want to spend those tokens. Okay, so this is very simple calculator. It basically showing you how much time that you probably need to get all the festive tokens. This is the battle calculator. Okay, so if you basically farm base XP, for example 1200 on average base XP per battle, okay, you need 63 battles to get all ship rewards. That is in my case. In your case, you can just simply move this thing like the average base XP per battle and eventually see how much estimated battles that you need to do, okay, to basically farm all the festive tokens and all that steel from your super ships. Okay, and for me the additional reward number is going to be 7. So from playing my favorite ships, you can basically farm 7, I would say 7 ships, okay, that have festive tokens. That's what I would say. Okay, and you can basically also check that it have a good sort of explanation how this anniversary event works, which I would say is a very nice thing. Now we take a look at something which is very important. Now here you can plan how to spend your festive tokens. Okay, so if you do have maybe 10,000 or 20,000, and if you want to utilize those tokens to the best thing, you can just simply calculate it. Okay, for example, I do have 4,180 tokens. I will just simply even if you farm those tokens from the daily rewards, which are extra 2,000, which I will definitely gonna do that, it will give me a total of 43,280. Okay, so I mean that would be different for you because it's totally depending upon your ships, but it will give you the idea and planning. As you can see, if I buy the Japanese cruiser Kushiro, I will spend 10,000 tokens. Then I have the 33,280 remaining. And then for the special items, even if I go for those, I will just simply add them in my list, and you can see it's deducting those tokens as well. 1,500 and 2,000 tokens for a bonus package for tier 10 ships, which we will take a look at in the armory. But this is how you can plan it. Okay, and then if I want to get all the super containers, let's say I want to get 130 super containers, it's gonna cost me 16,000 anniversary tokens. And then you can also buy the finest star containers, and these containers will give you the legendary commander if you complete the collection. Again, a very nice thing. For economic bonuses, again the same thing that you can do. So hopefully this answers this very big question, how you want to plan and spend your festive tokens. You can do it here. Just plan it and you simply be able to understand what you can really get from those tokens that you have in total. Okay, I will explain you what is the best way to do it and what are the things that you should really get first, okay, right now. But before that, we can also take a look at the breakdown, how many ships that you have in port and what ships that you have sold. Okay, I have sold these ships for basically farming the research bureau points. Obviously I have resetted the line, and that's why I don't have these ships. I will get these ships back and will potentially get more festive tokens. So if you have sold some ships, you can also check it from here in the previously owned ship section. Okay, and you can see also the ships in port right now. So it's an amazing website. Shout out to Rukenshia for doing this. I really love what he has done for all of the players to basically calculate for their events, or I would say anniversary event in general right now. So that is how you can get huge value from this website. I hope this answers this important question. Okay, so now we come back to the port and we have to take a look at a couple of other things before we go into the armory and check out how you can redeem your festive tokens. So don't worry about that, we will take a look at that eventually. So if we go into the update navigator, that is where you can not only take a look at your battle record. I'm not going to go and click that. You can just simply go click on it and see how much hours that you have spent in this game, how much years that you have spent in playing World of Warships. You can see every bit of your record. and probably your favorite, probably your most played ship or whatever, you can go and check out your battle records. Maybe I just do that, but it's going to take a bit of a time, so I'm not going to do that right now. Also, you can take a look at the news, recruiting station, stuff like that here, and also the blast from the past event, which you can select from here as well, which by the way will be very good event if you do not like carriers and submarines, because they do not include those two classes, and you can simply play a very simple tier 5 to tier 6 ships and only surface ships, right? Which is amazing, by the way. And then you do have the honorable service rewards, which will give you tier 8 and tier 10 elite container. Now I have to go there because I would like to check what really contains in this section. Alright, once you click on it, you can see here it basically says congratulations captains, and the most notable thing that you can see is going to be the rewards from the honorable service. If you click on this and go here, you can see which year you are basically in. So depending upon the year, you will eventually going to get, for maybe I think this is for the year 1, you're going to get the special patch, super containers, a discount coupon, and I would say the most powerful boosters in this game. And depending upon the year, you are going to get more and more and more rewards. Okay, as you can see, you also includes I would say it includes also a tier 10 special ship elite container if you are, or at least if you have spent 10 years in World of Warships. And if you have spent 5 years on World of Warships, you can see that you are going to get a premium ships 8 elite container. Okay, so you basically really take a look at which year you are basically in and what reward you will potentially get for that particular year. So if you are basically in the 3rd year, if you have passed 3 years in World of Warships, you're going to get these amount of rewards. If you have passed 5 years, you're going to get these amount of rewards. And eventually, if you get to year 10, you're going to get the highest reward for yourself, which I would say is an amazing thing. And also it says about the collections of the ships. If you do have, you are going to collect the emblems, which I have basically gotten all of them because I have more than 500 ships in my port. And that's basically what it really looks like. So this is what honorable service reward really is, to basically tell you that how many red boosters and everything along with those tier 8 and tier 10 containers will give you, okay? And you have to play the battles as well to do that. I think it's 2 battles, just to give you some idea. I'm not gonna go there, but yeah, you have to like play 2 battles or something like that to get those rewards alongside with other things. Now this is the 10th anniversary grand voyage. It will also gonna take you to the armory. I'm not gonna go there, and that's what really it looks like. That's basically what it is. Asymmetric battles can also be available from this section, and that's it from the update navigator. We will go to the armory, but before that we will go to the combat missions and take a look at some of the other things. For example, as you can see, we do have so many things going on. We do have the, I would say, the combat order. I don't think so we need to know anything about it. The German cruisers, by the way, they are in early access, and that's why we are now going to get some German tokens. I mean, you can just play the game and just farm them if you possibly want to get early access to German cruisers. I will go and take a look at that in the armory as well, if they are available. Okay, and then obviously the ranked battles have just started. The fresh season of ranked battles as well as the clan battles in the September 10 will also be available, and that's what it really looks like. There's nothing else very interesting apart from the grand voyage event, which you can every single day play a battle, farm voyage tokens, convert them into steel or doubloon, and get your 32,000 steel or doubloons, which you can see the, I would say, the progress here, and also the progress towards the GQ Johnny. It's still going on, and you can also, you know, get a tier 9 premium ship for yourself if you are playing 5 battles almost every day for the total of 90 days. Hopefully that is what the combat mission looks like. Now we get to the event path before going to the armory, and that's where things get even more spicier, because at level 20 you're going to get tier 7 premium ship container, okay, which is an amazing thing, right? Another premium ship container, a tier 7 one, like it's so good to watch. And then obviously this is the free pass. You're going to get, as usual, steel and, you know, a captain in the 10th number of the event pass, or I would say 10th progression of event pass, and eventually you get to the premium ship 7 container. You have to play the game and you eventually get to this mark and get this ship, get that container for yourself to get a ship, a brand new ship in your port, a premium one. And then in the paid event pass, if you can see, there is a cruiser which is the tier 7 Optio. Now this Optio is a copy of Ferruccio, which by the way released at the end of 2023. You can go and check out what Ferruccio really is. It's an Italian cruiser with SAP and all that stuff that comes with it. I mean, it's a nice thing that you are going to get a cruiser and a different version, a copy version, but a different branding name, or I would say like that. Something that if you want to collect ship in general in your port, and if you don't have the Ferruccio itself, well, then you can just buy it for 2,500 doubloons. You have to spend 2,500 doubloons for this paid event pass and eventually get all the other rewards alongside with this ship itself and also this destruction effect. This is fine destruction effect, which I would say is a very nice thing. Alright, so that is what event pass really looks like. Is it worth it though? I think it's kind of worth it. I mean, considering that you have some free doubloons laying around from the Grand Voyage, and also it's a cruiser that if you don't have the Ferruccio copy, you can definitely think of it getting this cruiser if you do like it. And I think it's not a bad cruiser as well. So you can definitely spend 2,500 doubloons. But again, if you do not want to and you think it's not worth it, getting some extra steel and alongside with the cruiser, then just simply don't buy it. It's totally up to you how much budget or the doubloon that you have to buy this event pass for yourself, the paid event pass. Okay, so now let's go to the Armory and take a look at some other important stuff that is happening in this game. Okay, so upon entering into the Armory, I mean, that is a ton of things, man. Holy moly. We have to take a look at so many things, by the way. Just click this thing, the daily ritual, and get some extra things for yourself. I mean, it's pretty simple and it's still worth it, even though it does not give you a whole lot. It's still nice to have an extra day of premium or whatever. But there are a couple of things that we have to take a look at, including the 10th anniversary wishing wharf or the sail into a decade with Kushiro. Obviously, we will take a look at these things as well. First of all, we take a look at the customizations, okay? So what they have featured in the camouflages is they have now added made of steel and bonus package for super ships as well as for tier 9 ships as well. Okay, we do already have the bonus package for tier 10s, okay, but now they have added for tier 9s and super ships. So is it worth it? Absolutely not. Try not to touch them. I mean, the bonus packages is a nice thing. You basically make a tech tree ship sort of a premium that will earn you more credits. As you can see, especially in the case of tier 10, you will earn significantly more. As you can see, the 50% credits modifier on to that ship, but that is a huge investment of steel, and you do have so many good steel ships that I don't think so it's a good idea to spend any of that steel onto the made of steel permanent camouflage and a bonus package for costing that much. Maybe if it is costing 2,000 steel, maybe if it is costing 5,000 steel, that might make sense, but this is way overpriced for giving you the bonus package and also the permanent camouflage, which I really don't care. So yeah, this is something that they have added, and I think that's basically it from the customization. I might have missed something, but this is the major important thing that you should really know. Alright, so now we can take a look at some of the other things, like as you can see, 10th anniversary wishing wharf, which by the way, what is this, Chinese? Really? What is that? That is a bit weird. Yes, so I would say do not touch this event. This is again a gambling event, which by the way contains a Yamato Kai, which is a copy of Yamato, and also a Sibir, which is a Kremlin hull with 40mm deck armor instead of 60, which also contains a combat instruction and secondary sort of gimmick. I mean, you can watch countless videos on YouTube what Sibir is really about, but buying Saber and Yamato Kai from just using the Wishing Wharf event is a big gamble because you can spend doubloons. Sure, you can do that. I don't know why it's giving me Chinese or whatever. That's pretty odd. But yeah, even if you spend 500 doubloons to get the, I would say, a single try, you can see this is 50. This is going to cost you 500 doubloons to get a single try, which is going to cost you obviously 50 tokens. I don't know what the name of the token really is, but honestly, do not touch this. It's not worth it. Even if you want to get the Yamato Kai, would you like to spend 50,000 doubloons maybe? Would you like to spend ton of doubloons and might not get a single chip for yourself? Like, this is the question that you have to really ask. If you take a look at the Supreme Rewards, the Yamato Kai has a 0.05% chance. Like, significantly non-existent sort of chance. Like, almost zero chance, to be honest. So, yeah, that's gonna cost you way too much. And then, even if we take a look at the rare rewards now, well, it has only 1% chance. So, you have to really do tons of tries, and even then, you're going to get compensated if you already have some of the ships. Like, as you can see, maybe you're not going to get Saber in your first try. Maybe you're going to get Carl 14 Yuan. But if you get Carl 14 Yuan, you're going to get some compensation. But again, that is not something that I would like to see. I mean, there are some, I would say, special rewards or whatever, but this is really made for the players who love gambling and addicted to gambling, and wargaming kinda giving them a way to let them spend the money for no reason, and this all thing happen. So I don't think so it's worth it. Just do not touch it. What I would suggest really. But what I would really suggest alongside with that is to touch this area, which is a decade at sea. Now, this is going to be very important that you should really take a look at. Okay, so you can get Kushiro for 10,000 festive tokens, super containers, 130 of them, everything that you can get from this area. But here's the very, very big question. Which thing should I get first? Especially if you are a newer player. I would say, and this is my personal opinion, okay? I would say if you are a newer player and you have gotten your favorite tier 10 tech tree ship, okay? This is one thing. It's a condition. If you really love a tier 10 tech tree ship, really love, by heart, you think you will play it for a very long time, I think a very cheap 1500 festive token worth of bonus package for tier 10 is a steal. It's a steal of a deal. It's such an amazing deal that if I am a newer player, I might get this, because you convert a tech tree ship into a sort of a premium ship by him having the credit modifier by plus 50%. So you will be earning more credits per battle, and if you play that tier 10 ship, I would say without even premium time, you are going to not lose much credits at tier 10, I would say, cruiser or battleship or destroyer or whatever that you have put that permanent bonus on. But now some players will question, what about these containers? The Age of Shazhenbing, Resolute and Rapid, Finest Star, Battle of Paso de Patria. These collection items, if you collect from these containers, will eventually give you a legendary commander. But here's the thing. These all containers are available for coal. You can accumulate coal over time. Meanwhile, you cannot get a bonus package. Unlike the legendary commander for coal, okay, you cannot get maybe the uncommon economic bonus, let alone rare economic bonuses. Rare economic bonuses are very powerful bonuses. So I would say, and I will recommend one thing, this you should not touch. You will eventually get them for coal. You can just go and check out the containers. They all are available here. Okay, if you take a look at the containers, look at this. The Age of Shazhenbing, the Resolute and Rapid, all of these containers that contain a legendary commander, if you complete the collection, are there. Battle of Paso de Patria, and I think I'm missing one, but it should be there. And even if it's not, it will eventually come back. I think this is the last container that I'm missing, and which is, I would say, the Finest Star. This currently is not available in this container section, but it will eventually come. maybe after this patch or maybe a couple of patches later. For coal, do not touch them. You can eventually get them. Get the bonus package if you are a newer player and love tier 10 tech tree ship, which you should really do that. And then you can also, if you're a newer player, look at the rare economic bonuses. They will cost you a lot of festive tokens, but if you are running out of those economic bonuses, this is the cheapest way and probably the easiest way to get stockpile some economic bonuses for your account. Do this, or maybe if you're running out for like green booster, they are actually cheap, probably cheaper compared to the rare economic bonuses. These are the ones that you can really redeem 4 of them by only costing 24 festive tokens. So it's definitely pretty cheap, and you can get like quite a lot of them. 150 for each, I would say, booster, like credit, chip XP, commander XP. So it's going to be like 150 in total. That's the limit, which is really good amount of uncommon economic bonuses, okay? And if you are really looking to get some super containers, they also have pretty decent rewards. You might have a good chance of getting a ship, but it's only 1%, okay? And you're going to get maybe 7 days of premium and all the other stuff. Like even the boosters, they have the very high chance, like the green and the blue boosters. Again, not guaranteed to get a particular premium ship in this one, because the chances are very, very low. But you can get some of these goodies like 7,500 gold and maybe even a steel. So, I mean, you can try to buy super containers, but try to spend those tokens critically on some of the bonuses if you are running low from those, okay? And last but not the least, if you really think and if you really want to get a premium cruiser, right? If you do get enough tokens for yourself and you do not want to look at these things and simply want to buy this cruiser, just go and check out countless videos. I might make also one video as well on my channel. Like is it really worth it to get the Kushiro? I will make a video. Don't worry about that. If you do like it, spend that festive tokens. Totally up to you. But I would recommend to take a look at these first. Before taking a look at super containers or this destruction effect. This is the least important thing in this area, okay? And these are the ones that are a bit more important. So you can redeem your festive tokens here basically. And then last but not least, the German cruiser early access will come in 6 days. So don't worry about that where is the where's the branch of the whole German manual secondary based cruiser? Where are those? They will come out eventually soon in 6 days in early access. So yeah, that is what this whole decade at sea looks like. Hopefully that answers the question. And by the way, this is also a very interesting thing. Ship rotation. Okay, so if you take a look at the ship rotation, we have some new ships added, okay? And by the way, as you can see, let me just wait for a bit. Okay. So you can see in update 14.8, they're basically showing you guys some of the ships leaving in the next patch and some of the ships arriving in the next patch. As you can see, these are the ships that will arrive, so you can buy them directly for doubloons, and these are the ships that are leaving. So if you want to get a ship for yourself, by the way, this is the temporary leave. Don't worry about it. They will return into the armory no later than the update 50.3. So they will come back and they will arrive and they will also gonna be rotated. And this is how the ship rotation really works like. So if you really want to get one of these ships, you can do that. But this is the FOMO tactic, guys. You can do that, but this is the FOMO tactic. And you can always eventually buy these ships that are leaving in this update. Not sure if you really want to spend these amount of doubloons, your free doubloons for these ships. I don't think so it's really worth it, because you will eventually buy them later on once they are available again. So yeah, this is something that I would like to mention before getting back to the port. So that is it, guys. Hopefully you get all the idea what to really look at. The last thing that I should really talk is going to be, I would say, we do have the USA, not the German, we do have the US destroyers like the Osborne, Christopher, and Burrows with sap and HE shells. They have now available. You can literally grind them and get for yourself a tier 10 destroyer. That is something that you should really know. And also, the German cruisers should be in early access. As you can see, the Deutschland all the way to Prince Adelbert, they are in early access. So you will eventually get them, I think, 2 months from now. So you will eventually take a look at these ships. Eventually, you will get them in the port after 2 months, but they are right now in early access. So this is something that I should not really miss out on. Okay, so thank you guys for watching. If you have any question, let me know in the comment. I would love you guys to basically help through this whole event. And yeah, take care guys, enjoy the game, and do not really fear of anything, or do not have this FOMO that you will miss out on anything. I'm here for that, okay? I will explain everything, maybe from the scratch if I need to, just for you guys. So take care, and hopefully I have completed and covered this whole thing. Peace out.